All right. So, welcome everyone to the Grove on this 29th Friday of August 2025. I'm Chyne, and tonight we're going to talk about manifesting with crystal grids, weaving your magic, your intention, and manifesting your desires in everyday life. So, a brief rundown of what we're going to do today. I just listed it like a table of contents. I'm going to go through a little history, little magic of manifestation. It's in small chapters because I'm actually going to publish this as a book. I've actually written a book and I condensed it down to this talk tonight. After the magic of manifestation, we're going to do the planning part of the ritual. We're going to choose the right grid, the stones, picking the environment, your atmosphere that you can create, how to do that, building the grid step by step. And we're also going to do a little section on monthly manifesting and how you can keep that energy going. Next, we're going to do the closing of the ritual, why gratitude is important, how to take care of your crystals and your stones, charging them, storing them, things like that. And we're also going to talk a little bit about when that manifestation doesn't seem to be working at all. So you probably did not do anything wrong. It's a timing thing. Okay. We'll get to that. Being thankful is always good for the universe. So we're going to get to it here with some history from all over the world. Yay. Um, This is the possible origins and original uses about the stones that were used, possibilities of how they were used in the beginning, and the evolution, what came to be familiar, and what we know about manifestation today in the modern 21st century. So, hence a rich, brief bit of weaving of this mystic origin stuff because we don't really know exactly what happened, but we have a really good idea. Long before the word crystal grid, of course, was used, humans were already arranging stones in very deliberate, very sacred patterns. These were across cultures and continents. Ancient people used to create geometric alignments and shapes, like Stonehenge. They even built huge monuments. Native Americans had their medicine wheel. The Celts had the labyrinths, and the Aboriginals had the song lines. All of these served as energetic maps that connected the earth, the sky, and the spirit. The stones themselves were chosen specifically for their presence and their power, such as quartz points to amplify, obsidian for protection, turquoise for healing. Turquoise is a wonderful all around stone. You can use it for a lot of different things, by the way. Jade for prosperity. Rose quartz for love and affection and friendship. A lot of the early grids were not just pretty patterns, they were living spiritual technologies. They were used also to honor the ancestors, invoke gods, and protect the tribe, or open pathways between the worlds. This world, the next world, this world, the underworld, things like that. As the centuries flowed by, the mystical knowledge of stone placement and sacred geometry evolved through esoteric traditions. And in the Middle East and Mediterranean, talismans were actually inscribed with geometric shapes and embedded with gemstones. These joined together math and magic and intention. And alchemists and mystics and shamans all understood that shapes like the pentacle or the spiral or the flower of life were not just symbols, they were energy templates. And that's how they came to be revered at that particular time. And a lot of people use them, and some people didn't even admit it. The crystals and other certain stones became more accessible through trade around the Renaissance time when people traveled a lot more and their reputation for healing, protection, and manifestation deepened quite a bit. Stones like amethyst, carnelian, lapis lazuli, which is absolutely beautiful, gained a lot of prominence as tools not only for spiritual connection, but also for practical power and protection on journeys, courage in battle, and success in trade so you would have a better life. We're going to fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, and crystal grids here have flourished into a modern art form, what we know as art. With the New Age movement and the resurgence in the 1900s of earth-based spirituality, witches and pagans and seekers everywhere really began to combine the old wisdom of sacred geometry with the potent energy of crystals and gemstones. Today, our crystal grids are used for everything from manifesting abundance to cultivating self-love, working with shadow work, creating protection, and enhancing intuition. Now, we still rely on the same stones our ancestors cherished, but now we have printable templates. We don't have to have something that we physically build other than typing on a computer and printing it out on a piece of paper. Um, Online crystal shops are also really good to shop at, and small box stores, specialty stores, wherever you can find something. Take a walk on a beach, take a walk through the forest, pick up a stone that's interesting. Um, your own personal magical grid is a combination and continuation of lineage from you back way past the ancestors to the original people that did this. And it's proof that humans have always loved weaving dreams through the stones of the earth. Now, a real brief timeline of crystal grids from ancient stones to modern magic, from prehistory up to ancient civilizations. Early humans arranged stones in circles, spirals, and patterns. Like Stonehenge, we mentioned Native American medical wheels and the labyrinths. They were used for rituals, seasonal tracking. They also believed that crystal grids could help lead them to food and better shelter, things like that. They also helped heal, the stones did, and they connected with the divine. From about 1000 BCE to 500 CE, sacred geometry and talismans came into being. The Greeks, Egyptians, and Middle Eastern traditions wove sacred geometry into their art and actually into tools too. Sometimes on their tools, you could find small symbols that were carved. Crystals were also carved into amulets and talismans and charms for protection, love, and luck. Early echoes of what we would later call grids started to take shape right about now. So from 500 to actually 1600, that was a very long period of time. A lot of the mystical traditions and trades actually started flourishing. Crystals traveled across continents through trade routes. Shamans, alchemists, mystics, shamans used stones in rituals and healing and divination. Grids weren't actually called grids yet, but we were getting there. Stone placement for energy work was very much alive, very much well, and very much in use at this time. So from there up to the 1900s, uh, uh, the New Age era actually began and pagan revival started coming into being. Thank you, Aleister Crowley, just one of them. And Scott Cunningham, of course, was a big influence. A lot of earth-based spirituality and New Age practices really bloomed in the 1900s, the 20th century. Sacred geometry symbols like the flower of life, the spiral, the pentagram really merged with crystal use. And the idea of arranging crystals in deliberate patterns on these grids became more formalized. Leading up to today, the 2000s. Modern crystal grids are now a staple in witchcraft, magic. Magicians use them, pagans use them, druids use them. And it's really prevalent in a lot of different spiritual practices. They're used for manifestation, healing, protection, creativity, and abundance, just about everything you could think of. Different shapes, stones, and intentions are combined into accessible and repeatable rituals. And this is really important, especially if you think something is not working. You can go ahead and disassemble the grid and repeat it. This is where journaling, excuse me, comes in, and I'll talk about that in a little while. Um, so between the grids and the patterns and the stones and the placement, it's all a beautiful blend of ancient roots into our modern magic and the way we do things. All right, let's see if I can. Yay, I did that right. I didn't want to go backwards. So at this point, we welcome the beginning of your manifesting journey. Before we not dive into the stones and grids and the sacred geometry, we're going to talk about what manifesting really is. It's not just a buzzword that floats around social media like fairy dust, but it's the deep, grounded, pulsing magic that brings your desire into this physical world. And yes, we are talking about the embodied intentions, the energetic alignment, and the power of calming and claiming what you want to do, being at peace and without apology. Manifesting isn't about hustling harder or focusing outcomes or bypassing hard emotions with a glittery smile. It's about tuning in with your body, your heart, your spirit to what you truly desire, and then co-creating what this is with the universe from the inner place of trust and the inner knowing that you have with the universe. So imagine your desire is a seed and in your palm, and it's getting nice and warm. You can breathe on it. Your breath waters it. The little droplets of water come out of your mouth. Your intention matters. Your attention nurtures it. Your body becomes the sacred garden where it grows. And the truth is, you don't really need to be perfectly healed or aligned or bathed in moonlight to manifest your desires. You just need to show up as you are and invite your energy into harmony with all your intention. So I have a wonderful, very simple breathing technique that I would like to try with you all. It's called four square breathing. You've probably heard of it. Very simple. All you do is sit and relax. And if you want to, you can even close your eyes. It's a way to help you calm down after a hard day, get rid of some tension, get rid of some anxiety. What you do is you slowly breathe in for 4 counts, and then you hold for 4 counts, relaxing your body, and then slowly exhale for 4 counts, and then hold for 4 counts again. So if you do this 3 to 5 times, know that you are here, you are safe, you are present, you are always enough. Peace, relax, just focusing on the breath. It's kind of like a yoga type of breathing because you're actually just focusing on the breath, not anything around. You're just focusing on you, your balance, your alignment, your center. Okay. Now, I want you to imagine your intentions weaving their way into the energy of the earth. That's what crystal grids do. They give your desires structure and shape and sacred amplification. When you place your intention into one of these grids, it's like slipping a note to the universe, a crystal clear and energetically supercharged note. It's spiritual because you're engaging your hands, your breath, your sight, and you're working with magic through your whole body, your whole being. And this is what sets powerful manifesting apart from wishful thinking. Those are two different things. Manifesting is the embodiment of desire. I'm going to say that again. It's important. Manifesting is the embodiment of desire. The sacred focus of being so deeply in tune with what you want. The universe can't help but respond. So we're going to the next slide here. Planning. Planning is super important. So manifesting actually starts with clarity. You can't summon the magic if you're half-heartedly mumbling to yourself, I kind of want more money, or maybe I want love. No. Do I want a cat? Yeah, this is not going to work. You have to be specific. You have to be crystal clear. The universe does not play half-hearted guessing games. It needs a clear order and an objective to work on. If you ask for something, make sure that you get it very, very plain out into the open without any of that smoke or fudginess around it. Be very specific. It's very important. And this is all about what you do so your energy becomes like a lighthouse that calls in your desires straight to you. Think about your intention, like choosing the best, the ripest, the most wonderful piece of fruit or vegetable from a market stall, like out in the open air when people come from miles around from their farms and they bring you fresh, just picked items. It is absolutely wonderful. There's nothing like it in the world. And it's totally different from when you go into like Walmart or one of the big grocery stores, because all that stuff is like force-fed nutrients and force-fed water. And they actually don't give nature a chance to raise that fruit on its own. It's a little bit different. So think of your intention like this, choosing that fruit or vegetable. You want it fragrant, you want it irresistible. The clearer and more focused your desire for what you want to manifest is, the stronger that manifestation magic will be. So, if you're calling in passionate love, unstoppable creativity, overflowing abundance, deep healing, protective energy, be very clear. And here's a tip: pick one intention per ritual, so your energy is focused and potent. Now, we talked about planning. There's a really good way to do this if you don't want to get like a three-ring binder or just a spiral bound notebook or something. You can get a piece of paper. It's like your guide, excuse me, to getting your ritual on point. So number one, choose your intention. Like I said, be specific. You want to feel the creativity inspired every day. The more clear you are, the more it will manifest. So choose your intention. Number two is pick the right time. Consult the moon and the seasons. Select your crystals and your stones, match them to your intention. And there's a caveat to this. You can always check a crystal reference list or a book. However, follow your gut feelings, because occasionally you're going to be drawn to a crystal that is not in line with the intention. Do this. Follow your gut feeling. Grab whatever that stone or crystal is, because there's some reason the universe is saying, hey, add this one to the mix. We need that. That specific energy from whatever that stone is going to combine with what you're working on and the grid that you create. After you select your crystals, you need to set the mood in the environment. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, because that's actually a lot of fun. You can pick and prepare your grid shape and your pattern. Pick one that aligns with your goal: spirals for growth, pentacles for protection, stuff like that. A very popular one is the flower of life. A lot of people use that for everything. They don't change their grids. So it's totally up to you. If you just want to find something online and print it out on a piece of paper, that will work. Okay. Have your affirmations ready also. Words weave energy. If you don't know about affirmations, they're those positive statements that you make in the here and now. I am, I am being, those sort of things. Grab your journal. When anything happens or when you set it up, and whatever you do to plan, capture those insights, the ideas, and accept all the little cosmic nudges in the different directions, like picking that one stone that sometimes is not right for whatever your intention is. Turns out it will be right. Moons and phases and seasonal influences can also come into play. And The moon is not just a pretty face in the night sky. You all know that. It's your cosmic clock. Working with the moon's phases can supercharge your manifestation. New moon, really perfect for planting seeds, intentions for new beginnings, projects, love, fresh starts. Waxing moon, it's a time to grow, focus on expansion, abundance, attraction. Full moon, time to celebrate. It's like a harvest. Charge your crystals under the full moon. That's one way you can do it. Manifest that peak energy, perfect for love, confidence, visibility. Waning moon, release and give gratitude to the moon and the universe. This is best for letting go of old energies, cutting cords, and healing. As for the seasons, spring, obviously new beginnings, creativity, fertility is really good too. Summer, passion, action, it's hot, abundance, energy. Autumn, we're kind of coming in to that slower time. It's the harvest. Again, have a lot of gratitude. It's a good time for protection work. Wintertime, reflection, deep healing, shadow work, not just on a single level of this lifetime. Shadow work can encompass karma from past lives and past ancestor. It can also encompass ancestor holdovers, whether it's something that happened to your great great grandmother, and for some reason it is passed up the line and you are experiencing whatever that is. You can actually heal that. You can heal all the ancestors down the line if that's your intention. You can use visualization prompts, closing your eyes, slowing your breath, picturing your intention as if it is already yours. Be very specific. See it actually in your hands, whatever it is. Feel it, smell it, taste it if it's food. Maybe you want to become a famous chef. Who knows? Um, it's not just the outcome. Feel it with your whole body. Engage all of your senses. Okay. Remind you, this reminds you probably of something else that you did. Try to focus, write that whatever it is down, because sometimes we get sidetracked. Keep that focus. Okay. Don't forget to keep that lovely, calm balance that you started with on this journey. Here's an example. If it's abundance, how long does it feel, see, to open how does it feel to open your checkbook without anxiety or fear? If it's creativity, can you feel the rush of ideas and the thrill of making something new? So there's like an absence of that negative factor. Okay. So we're going to go on to the next one. And before I actually get into this one, don't forget journaling is however you want to do it. I've got suggestions in a little while, but bottom line, if you choose to do it a certain way, that's fine. If you just want to write paragraph after paragraph of information, that's okay. Write down how you feel also, how you're feeling when you come in, how you feel during it, how you feel at the end when you walk away and you let the universe and that grid take hold and start working for you. Okay. So choosing the right grid, the shapes, the symbols, a lot of our grids are based on sacred geometry. And now it's time to give your manifestation that specific shape. Now, because magic is a container, make that container beautiful. Sacred geometries are wonderful designs. They can be really simple. They can be very complicated. They don't have to be perfect circles. You can do triangles, squares, flowers, hearts, all kinds of things. Energy flows usually like wine into a crystal chalice when it is going really well and your intention is clear and the universe works with you. So remember, crystal grids are more than just patterns, they're energetic amplifiers. Each shape is going to hum to its own tune, like a symphony from the universe. Some really popular grid shapes and meanings are the flower of light, which is obviously the classic. It's very ancient, it's intricate and powerful for universal connection, wholeness, and manifesting anything that feels like a big picture. If your goal feels cosmic or life-changing, this is your go-to. Do that one. Pentacle, 5 points representing earth, air, fire, water, spirit. This one screams protection, but it also is really great for balance and personal empowerment. The spiral, the ultimate shape of growth and evolution. Again, perfect for intentions where you want to grow slowly and deeply and organically. Think about healing, think about personal development or creative pursuits unfolding. You want to get everything right. A circle within a circle. Very simple. Strong container for unity, wholeness, focused energy. Great for clarity when you want all the patterns of your life to work together and be harmonious. Seed of life. This is a step before the flower of life and represents specifically new beginnings and fertile energy. Fresh starts, creative births, whether it's physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, whatever it is. And there's another one that's really popular. It's called Vesica Piscis. These are two intersecting circles. Can't get any more simple than this. Two circles. They intersect, and in the middle, this is, by the way, excellent for manifesting partnership. The duality of the center that comes together is an overlap of the circles. It's where you and the universe are one in that collaboration. So think about love, business partnerships, or merging energies. Okay. So when you choose your grid and shape and you set it aside, let it lay for maybe a day or two if you can. Just get used to seeing it in that one place that you've chosen, that one specific sacred place. You can absolutely research and pick your grid shape based on traditional meanings, but also don't discount your gut feelings. There again, just like the stones. If your eyes keep drifting to the spiral, even if you're going to manifest abundance, there's a specific reason. Maybe your wealth needs to grow slow and steady rather than all at once. And here's a pro tip. When in doubt, close your eyes and imagine your intention as a shape. Don't try to pull anything out of the ethers. What appears in your mind's eye, trust that, use that, because that's the universe or your ancestors or your guides telling you things. That's the communication that you need. And grids don't have to be perfect. You can use sticks, you can use flowers, go out in the earth. Really use the leaves or trace the shapes in the sand or the dirt. Nature is the original sacred geometry after all. Here's a fun tip also. Make a spiral with flower petals or draw a pentacle with sticks in a forest or your backyard. You're literally grounding your magic into the earth, and that's as potent as it gets. Now, feel free to personalize your sacred space also. Weave in your own energy tapestry. And after you pick your shape, it's time to gather your stones and choose your magical crystal allies. So, stones, crystals, properties, all that stuff is like we have a million things to consider. Crystals and gemstones aren't just decorative, even though they're really pretty. They're vibrational powerhouses. Each of them carries its own frequency, its personality, its flair. And picking the right shape for your grid is very much like forming your personal magical entourage. Each stone or crystal has a specialty and an expertise. They can also amplify your intention in ways that feel nothing short of alchemical. You can go to a crystal reference list. You can actually check those out. If you've got a book, you can reference that really quick. I've got a couple here I just pulled out and I wrote down. If you're going for abundance and prosperity, really good stones and allies to use are the citrine, pyrite, green aventurine, and tiger's eye. For love and romance, rose quartz, garnet, rhodonite, and moonstone. If you're going for confidence and power, like if you're going for a job interview for a superior position, carnelian, sunstone, lapis lazuli, black onyx. For inner peace and healing, amethyst, lepidolite, blue lace agate, howlite. Howlite is wonderful. It's such a calming stone. I keep one of those with me as much as I can. For protection and grounding, black tourmaline is really lovely. Smoky quartz. You can wear a necklace of smoky quartz anywhere you go. Nobody will know what you're doing. Obsidian is also good. Hematite is good. For intuition and psychic gifts, labradorite, selenite, fluorite, and celestine. If you're going for creativity and inspiration, carnelian is wonderful. Citrine, azurite, clear quartz. Clear quartz is actually one of those go-tos that you can use with anything for any intention. If you're working with shadow work or transformation or trying to heal and come out of some kind of karmic debt, you can use obsidian, malachite, labradorite is awesome, or Apache tears. Now keep these in mind, but also remember there's no wrong crystal if your intuition is nudging you towards something unexpected. And if a stone keeps showing up in your life, whether it's on Pinterest, in a shop, in your dreams, it's probably calling out to you. So remember, your intention is the real magic. Okay. Don't overthink it. Pick up that stone, thank it for being there, and then get to know the energy like you would a new friend. And yeah, you can talk to your crystals. So I know that talking to rocks may sound a bit odd unless you're a geologist or a druid, but stones and crystals are energetic beings and they respond to intention, attention, and conversation. Here's how to strike up a chat with your sparkly new friend. Hold the crystal in your hand, left hand for receiving, right hand for sending. Okay. What you're going to do from there is close your eyes, relax, breathe deeply, slow and steady. Ask your new friend, whether it's a crystal or a stone, silently, or you can speak it out loud. What do you want to help me with? What do I need to know? And then all you do is relax and listen. You might hear a word, you could feel a sensation, or just know something just happens to be there. Trust this. Sometimes you'll get an answer and sometimes it will just vibrate silently. The stone will. Either way, you're building a relationship. And if you find yourself deeply drawn to one particular stone, even if it's not quote unquote recommended for your intention, again, go with it. There's a reason your energy is attracted to it. The crystal knows something that you don't. Crystal gemstones, I'm kind of using those interchangeably here. All right, so intuition versus research crystal picking. Both are valid, okay? There's no reason why you have to throw away that crystal and gemstone reference book. Keep it handy. Sometimes your body knows what your mind doesn't, and vice versa. Don't dismiss a stone just because it's supposed to do something other than what you focus on. Your energy knows what it needs better than any guidebook. Feel into the balance between logic and intuition. So we're coming to creating your atmosphere. So that's the environment you're going to work in. You can pick a corner of a room, you can pick a whole room, you can pick the whole backyard. Whatever it is, that's fine. Make sure that you're going to be able to do some maintenance and some upkeep. Okay. When you set a grid, usually it's for a month from new moon to new moon. Okay. You've got your intentions, you've got your perfect crystal and gemstone allies, and your sacred grid shape. So setting the mood is really magical. It's as much about feeling as it is doing. Your environment is your energetic runway, so to speak. The scent, the sound, the textures of the fabrics and things in the room or in nature. Lighting. Lighting is important too. If you're outside, maybe put some fairy lights around or some of those wonderful big bulbs that I'm seeing all over the place. Those are so nice for the ambiance. Magic is much about feeling as it is doing. Your environment is your energetic, wonderful, wonderful presence of itself, inviting you to be there with it. So, whether it's inside or outside, the universe can say at certain points, I'm ready. This is sacred. Let's get magical. Um, for example, if you're going to add aromatherapy, there's a lot of power in scent. Again, I've got a very short list here. Abundance and prosperity, cinnamon, clove, patchouli, love and romance, rose, jasmine is lovely, ylang ylang. That's that funny word. It's Ylang. Ylang. It's pronounced ylang ylang. Protection and grounding, frankincense, myrrh, cedarwood. Peace and healing, lavender, of course, sandalwood, which is very grounding, chamomile, excuse me, intuition and psychic work or mediumship, mugwort, which is also known as the witch's herb, palo santo, sage, rosemary. Those are all smudge worthy and grounding. If you're not an incense lover or smoke isn't your thing, or if it bothers you for some reason, you can switch this up. You can do a DIY room spray, and it's really easy. A base for this is 4 ounce, a 4 ounce bottle, preferably glass, because we're witches and pagans. 3 ounces of distilled water and 1 ounce of witch hazel or vodka. Either of those will help disperse the oils. Now, a couple of different mixes you could choose from. Peace and calm. Use 10 ounces, 10 drops of lavender, not 10 ounces, 10 drops. For something uplifting and bright, you're going to go 8 drops of orange or lemon. Excuse me. For something spiritual, grounding, having that higher divine connection, 6 drops of frankincense. And in that base mix, the 3 ounces of distilled water and the 1 ounce of either witch hazel or vodka, put a pinch of salt for purification. Shake it up, spritz your space. You can do this outside too. There's nothing wrong with any of these combinations. And it can only help and make things smell better. Just 1 second. I'm going to grab a drink of water. Okay. Excuse me. So here's another option. If you don't want a room spray, if you don't want incense, you can use a diffuser blend. Um, those are really adaptable and they can really set magical moods. If you're not familiar with it, diffusers are very gentle and it's a long lasting way to charge up a space. No smoke, no sprays, just a slow release of energy boosting scent. Really a basic um, diffuser recipe that you can tweak for whatever intention that your conjuring is. 6 to 10 drops of essential oil into your diffuser, which you have put approximately, here, I wrote this down. Let me find it. Fresh, clean water, filtered if possible. So if, for instance, if you have an ultrasound essential oil diffuser of 200 to 300 milliliters in the water reservoir, you can fill it, I would think about half to 2/3 full. I don't think I would actually fill it completely full. And you would add 6 to 10 drops of your essential oil, depending on how strong you want the vibe around the room or in the atmosphere. Swirl it or stir it around with your finger or a crystal point before you start. And yes, that's part of the spell that you're weaving on your environment. When you turn it on, close your eyes. Don't forget to put the sticks or the reeds in it. Close your eyes. Let the room or the environment fill with your chosen energy. It's wonderful. Um, Diffuser blends, super easy. Love and Attraction, the rose, the ylang ylang. You can actually add 1 drop of cinnamon to heat it up. That would be 3 drops of rose, 2 drops of ylang ylang for romance and tenderness and sensuality and passion. 1 drop of cinnamon. Cinnamon heats things up, it moves things fast. This is really perfect for heart centered grids or calling in juicy partnership energies. For abundance and prosperity, you're going to fill your diffuser with that water and you're going to put 3 drops of sweet orange oil. For joy and wealth, you're going to put 2 drops of patchouli, very earthy and grounding, 1 to 2 drops of clove, which amplifies attraction of opportunities. This is really good during times where you're needing money or business success or abundance focused work with your grids. Intuition and psychic work, 3 drops of frankincense, which is spiritual clarity, 2 drops of lavender, which is calm and psychic work, 1 to 2 drops of clary sage, which is for vision and dreams, healing and renewal. Super easy. You've got 3 drops of eucalyptus for clearing stagnant energy. That always helps. 2 drops of tea tree for purification, 2 drops of rosemary. That revitalizes everything. And this is wonderful for grids that focus on health, recovery, or letting go of things. Protection and power. This is our 5th combination. 3 drops of cedarwood for strength and grounding. 2 drops of myrrh for spiritual protection, 1 to 2 drops of black spruce. This is for warding off things and energetic shield. You can use this blend to create a nice sacred fortress while you work. And here's a witchy tip. Keep a little notebook. When you find your combinations, whether it's a room spray or a diffuser spray or, a diffuser blend or an incense blend or something, write this stuff down. Write it down. Over time, you're going to create your own scent grimoire, and that's just as powerful as your crystal library. Plus, you can always go back to it if you find something you really, 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 really like. And that's much better than trying to play guessing games and redo it. Don't discount sound. You could layer these wonderful vibrations with sound, singing bowls, chimes, drums, even musical playlists like what we do at Full Moon Drumming. It's wonderful. Manifestation is a whole body experience. You can even dance, you can sing, you can stomp on the ground. Anything to get that energy flowing. So once your space is steeped in all of these vibrations, you are primed and ready to lay out a crystal grid. So all of this stuff has led up to this, building a grid step by step. It's actually easier than you think. We've arrived at the heart of this magic. This is where the energy, intention, and sensual ritual meet to create something tangible, beautiful, and potentially magnetic. And this isn't just a mechanical process, it's an art form between you, your crystals, your gemstones, the earth beneath you, and the cosmic energies all around. So light your candles if you're going to use those. Put on your most elegant, enchanting playlist. Drape yourself in silk, or you can go sky clad if you want. And this is going to be your sacred space. Own it. This is yours, nobody else's. So after you prepare your space with the incense and the spray or whatever you're going to do, setting the mood, dim the lights, burn the candles, slip into something that makes you feel magical, or like I said, go sky clad if you want. For those of you that don't know what sky clad is, that's buck naked. It's super easy when you're by yourself. Close the door, lock it, tell your family to leave you alone. You're going to be busy manifesting something. The first thing you're going to do with your grid is place that center stone. If you look at the picture on the lower left, there's a center stone right there. Some people call it a tower. The picture on the far right has a beautiful green tower. That's what we put in the very center of our grid. Now, after you do that, you place your supporting stones. You begin layering the stones around the center, working outward. Use the symmetry and go wild with your intuition if you want to. Some people say you have to have certain kinds of stones in each particular position. Maybe, maybe not. Some people use all crystals. Some people use all of one kind of stone, or maybe two or three kinds of stones. It just kind of depends. Um, whatever stones that you picked to work with, just lay those on the cross lines, and then you can energize them after they're there. Every time you place a stone, state to the stone, to the grid, to the environment. With each stone, I weave my desire with the universe. Do that affirmation. Okay. Follow the sacred geometry. Let the shape of your chosen grid, where each stone goes, actually guide you. Breathe really deep. Relax as you exhale. With every placement, feel your intention expand. And here's a hint. Usually stones are placed where the lines always cross. Okay. To activate your grid, you're going to have a gemstone wand, or you can use your finger. If you're going to use your finger or the wand, just be careful. Touch the tip of that tower very lightly. You don't want to hurt yourself. So you're going to lightly start with the center. You're going to touch the tower, and then you're going to go first to the outside stone next to it and touch that. Then come back to the center. Then, in a clockwise manner, you're going to touch the next one, and then go around in this circle. If you have several circles, do the inner circle first, do the next one out toward the edge, and then do the final one around the edge. Okay, this is to activate your whole grid. As you do this, don't forget, you have to think about your intention. You have to think about your desire. What are you sending out to the universe? Okay, move slowly, move intentionally, visualizing the energy web lighting up as you go. Now, to seal the energy, once you've connected the stones, return your finger or that wand to the center, touch it gently, and imagine your grid glowing with the vibrant energy and lighting up. Take a breath. Feel that glow sink into your body, into your heart, into your soul as you repeat this affirmation. As I place each crystal, my intention magnifies. And you can repeat that several times. To close your ritual, sit with your grid for a few minutes, meditate, write in your journal exactly what you did, exactly why you did it. Write everything down so you don't forget. Don't trust your memory between now and a half hour from now. You can simply bask in the energy once you're there. And don't forget to thank your crystals and the universe for playing along with you. Gratitude is the secret spice that keeps the magic cooking. Now, here's a bonus tip for extra magic. Dressing up in colors that match your intention, like red for passion, green for abundance, purple for intention, really does help. Playing music that matches the mood also helps. Drums for grounding, flutes for flowing easily. Ambient soundscapes work really well for spiritual work. Revisit your grid every day for a quick pulse of energy. Gaze at it, sit with it for a few minutes. You can touch the center stone, repeat that nice affirmation as I place the crystals. My intention magnifies. Or you can just say, my intention magnifies. All right. So after you sit with it for a while and gaze at it, uh, always remember manifestation isn't a one and done thing. You've built something very sacred here and potent, and it's very uniquely yours. The real magic happens when you show up regularly, like a date with destiny. So, after all this, how do you keep the magic flowing through the month? Because a month is a long time. That's 30 days, or actually about 28 days between new moon to new moon. Okay. I'm going to grab a real quick drink of water. Be right back. All right. So the new moon is your cosmic green light. It's nature's reset button, the perfect time to plant new seeds of intention. But if the lunar cycle doesn't align with your life, no worries. So you can always anchor your manifesting ritual to any day that feels right to you. You can start it on a Tuesday, for heaven's sake. You can start it on a Monday night, a Saturday morning at sunrise, whatever feels right to you. Your magic, your rules. But don't forget, timing is everything. The new moon is a blank canvas of the lunar cycle, the dark, fertile soil where you plant the seeds of your desires. It's that cosmic, let's begin energy. But if the moon cycle isn't your thing or your schedule is a little wild, then look at your calendar. Pick a date that really feels sacred to you. Maybe it's the first Sunday of each month or the night of your birth moon phase, whatever matters to you the most. That's why I'm handing you the keys to a monthly manifesting ritual, a sacred practice that you can return to over and over again. Just think of it as an energetic spa day for your soul and your dreams. And so you may be wondering, why the heck does this monthly magic stuff matter? Well, I tell you, consistency is the secret ingredient, like watering a garden. When you show up each month, it keeps your intentions fresh and nourished and aligned. Plus, regular rituals remind the universe that you're not casually interested, you're seriously invested. And you don't want to screw around with the universe because you know how that works or doesn't, right? Yeah. The most important thing is be playful with your magic. It isn't meant to feel like homework. Make it fun, make it deeply personal. Dress up or down, light your favorite candle. If you want to put on a ball gown and your strappy heels and a tiara of rhinestones, do that. Seriously, if that makes you feel good with the intention you're trying to bring in. It may sound weird, it may sound silly, but dress the part. Okay. You can sip some herbal tea or some champagne. Enjoy that playlist that makes you feel like well, I'm not going to say that word. It makes you feel like a really bad, you know what, manifester. Above all, have patience with yourself and have patience with the universe. Magic moves at its own pace, and trust me, the universe knows when to deliver. All right. So we did some breath work early on. And before every monthly grid ritual, ground yourself with this breath work sequence to align your body, your energy, your intention. Use that 4 square breathing technique. Repeat it 3 to 5 times. Imagine blowing away tension, anxiety, stress from the past month, or even the year, or even the day. Send it back out to the universe so it will transform and return to you as positive energy. A great affirmation to use also is sitting with that grid and saying that I co-create with patience and joy and love and trust in divine timing. And now you're ready to weave some new magic. A really simple monthly manifesting calendar could possibly be week 1, new moon, intention setting, journal, choose your intention, prep your crystals and your grid. In week 2, Increase your activation and your visualization. Spend time with your grid, meditate with it, visualize how you will be when you get what you desire. And actually, when you consider that, see yourself already having whatever it is. That's very, very important. Week 3, engage and embody. Take inspiration and actions that align with your goal. Keep refocusing, keep um, showing up, keep building that trust between you and the universe. Week 4, reflection and gratitude. Journal progress, offer a lot of gratitude, adjust the grid if you see you need to. Okay. When the next new moon rolls around, you'll be repeating this process, refining, renewing, or maybe even resetting new intentions based on where you are and what feels right or correct. And remember, magic is like a dance. You show up for the music each month with consistency and patience and a nod to the universe, and you will be amazed at what flows in your direction. Okay. So, closing the ritual, we're starting to pull it all together here. Super important. Every good ritual deserves a satisfying close. That exhale after the spell, that cosmic thank you that will do beautifully. You've done the breath work, you've laid your grid, you've activated your magic. Now it's time to seal that energy with grace, intention, and a heart full of trust. Think of it like sending off a beautifully handwritten love letter to the universe. You don't hover at the mailbox wondering if it'll arrive. You trust your magic postage, or in this case, the universal flow. So let's close the space with reverence and gratitude and a healthy dose of let it go, just like Elsa says. But how to energetically close your manifesting section? What do you do? Here's what you do. Place your hands over the grid, right over the top of it, not actually touching, or your heart. You put your hands over your heart. Take a few slow, deliberate breaths. Inhale, trust. Exhale, control. Visualize your intentions rising like smoke or mist, gently flowing up and out into the cosmos, into the hands of your guides, your ancestors, or the universe itself, or the angels, if you work with angels. Thank your crystals, thank your stones, your space, your guides and guardians, and yourself for showing up that whole month. You have done all the setup work. Now let the magic work on your behalf. Give a short gratitude prayer, something like, thank you, universe, for hearing my call. Thank you to these stones, this sacred space, my spirit for showing up in power. I trust that all is unfolding in divine timing, and I release my desire with joy and patience and love. You can say this aloud, you can whisper it, or you can simply breathe it. The point is, gratitude anchors your magic. It lets the universe know that you are not just a grabby toddler asking for stuff. You're a mature, radiant creator in partnership with existence and the universe itself. Now, what some call the hard part, releasing attachment and trusting the flow. It's really super hard to not check that mailbox or email box or look at the postage date or the tracking number on something, especially when you really, 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 really want it. But trust that it'll happen. Here's the truth. Clinging kills the magic. If you find yourself obsessing, such as, why hasn't this happened yet? What did I do wrong? That's just your fear. The key is to release the desire, trusting that what's meant for you is already weaving its way into your life. Again, a really good affirmation. I release attachment knowing what is mine will come. You say it, you feel it, let it shimmer down your spine and settle deep into your bones. And don't worry about it if it didn't work. We've all been there, staring at our grid, thinking about, well, did I miss a step? Did I use the wrong crystal? Should I have done it masked or naked under a full moon instead of a new moon? Okay, first breathe. Take a step back. Manifestation isn't instant ramen. Sometimes energy needs time to simmer. If the doubts persist, here's how to reset your energy. Start over reverently, disassembling your grid. So, in order to disassemble, you go in complete reverse. You start with the last crystal or stone you put down. Take your finger or your wand. You're going to touch that. You're going to go back to your center point. And then you're going to go to the second to last stone or crystal you put down on the very outside of the grid, and then touch the center. So each stone you put down, touch the center and go to the next one around. So the whole outside circle is done. Then go to the second one and then do the same thing, totally in reverse. When you get back to the center, touching that one crystal in the center, think about how much you put in and how much is going to come back to you. Be thankful, be very reverent, have gratitude. Cleanse your grid and stones. Once you've done that, you can do it with sound or smoke or room spray. You can put it in light, sunlight, moonlight. You can put it in rain. Always check, though. Make sure your crystals are not going to fall apart. Some crystals have different configurations, how they're made. You can sage everything, of course. Journal about, excuse me, what might be blocking your intentions, your fears, your doubts, old patterns, maybe they're coming back. Write it all down, get it out of your system, and then you're going to revamp your ritual. We're going to do it all again. New stones, new crystal grid, maybe even new shape, new music, new this, that, everything else. Really spice it up. Sometimes the act of re-engaging with playfulness and curiosity, as opposed to still backing seriousness and being totally resolved, is what it takes to break that energetic logjam. So remember, excuse me, manifesting is a living practice, not just a one-off trick. Every ritual strengthens your connection to yourself, your power, your magic, and the universe. So no matter the outcome, close each session with love and gratitude and a wink to the cosmos. Don't forget to smile up at the sky. Know full well that what is meant for you is already in motion and you will receive it. I want to talk a little bit about crystal care, cleansing, charging, storage, that sort of thing. As you know, your crystals have been working very, very hard, just like you have, channeling energy, vibing with your intentions, holding all that magic together. So it's only fair that we show them a little love in return. After all, a well cared for crystal or gemstone is like a well fed house cat, glossy, radiant, purry, and infinitely more powerful when it feels adored. So consider this part of your guidance to cleansing and charging and storing your magical treasures. Not only will this keep your crystals energetically fresh and super fabulous, it's also going to keep you connected to their power because, yes, crystal care is an act of magic itself. You all know about that. There's different ways to cleanse your crystals and your gemstones. I talked about moonlight, sunlight. Sound is also really good. If you want to put them on the table and play music to them, do that. Uh, Salt, bury crystals in a bowl of salt Himalayan salt for several hours. Just be sure the stones can handle it. Soft stones like selenite will not appreciate a salt bath. Okay. Um, First, always check and be careful. Some stones and crystals cannot be placed in water or other physical cleansing mediums due to their structures. Okay. You don't want to put something in some kind of a medium, come back 2 hours later and it's totally dissolved or something has happened to it because that would suck and we don't want that to happen. Let's see. Sunlight, moonlight, sound, smoke, salt, water. Um, I'm sure there's other things. I just can't think of it at the moment. A bonus tip though, combine smoke and sound for a really truly luxurious crystal spa day. Actually, give them a spa day. They'll thank you with the extra sparkle and the energy that they put out to help you achieve what you want to. Charging your crystals is super important. Giving them your magical tools is like a battery boost. You can use sunlight for a few hours, moonlight, overnight. Just remember to bring it in before the sun hits it. Intentional energy. Hold the crystal in your hand. You can close your eyes, visualize light pouring into it. Speak your intentions aloud. I charge this stone with the power of abundance, love, protection, whatever it is. You can store things in velvet or silk bags, wooden boxes. Natural fibers are really good, or natural fabric wraps. You can also do this with your tarot cards. Um, you can leave them on your altar. You can put them in display trays. Remember that your crystals aren't just tools, they're living energy. They're ancient, they're wise. Treat them well and with respect, and they'll remain your most loyal magical companions. And as you are lovingly storing each one away, thank them. Let them hum with gratitude, ready for your next enchanting ritual. Okay, so I wanted to touch on the why it doesn't work for just a moment. There could be some reasons, and yeah, let's get real. Sometimes, no matter how perfectly you have crafted your crystal grid, aligned your intentions, and sage the heck out of everything in your space, manifestation just doesn't show up. Forget the dramatic sigh, forget the eye roll at the universe and the temptation to throw your crystals out the window. Please don't do this. This is not the end of your magic. It's just the next layer of your growth revealing itself. It's also saying, not quite yet, babe. You got to dig a little deeper. So manifestations sometimes stall out, and there's a few reasons why this could happen. Divine timing, for one. You might be ready, but the universe is not. They're still arranging pieces behind the scenes. So there could be some hot energy being brewed up for you, and it's just not quite ready yet. Kind of like a cup of tea. You got to wait for it to steep. Clarity issues. If your intention was a little bit vague, I want abundance. If you just yell that, well, okay, abundance is like a huge, huge subject. You're not specific. It's great, but what do you actually want? Maybe you're confusing the universe. Be specific and refine what you're saying. There may be emotional blocks and shadow stuff to deal with, karma. Yeah, these little sneaky inner beliefs can sneak up. They can actually whisper in the back of your head, you're not ready. You don't deserve this. And that's BS. Okay. If that shadow is lurking, then it's time to lovingly call it out, dance with it, and then work with it. Actually bring it into the light so you can resolve whatever issue it is and put it in its proper place. Now, Accordance with the laws of karma, don't forget that walking through past life issues can have profound effects on manifestation outcomes. Okay. You can reframe failure as feedback. This is really, really good. Instead of seeing a stalled manifestation as a cosmic, no, try this. It's not a failure, it's a feedback. If the universe is saying, hey, there's something here you're meant to look at first, let's polish it up before I hand you the goods. Instead of pounding, ask yourself what fears or doubts or limiting beliefs could be clouding your vibrations to this. How are you putting up that brick wall between what you and what you want? Are you really open to receiving? Are you secretly bracing for a disappointment? Are you trying to call in something that you think may never happen? Maybe it's self-sabotage. Is there something even better that you can't see yet? Which brings us to shadow work and karma clearing. If you're serious about clearing that karma path, it's time to roll up your sleeves and do the cleanup work. This isn't about beating yourself up. It's about shining a light into your own corners. Journal prompts you can explore are what would having this manifestation actually change about my life? Am I secretly afraid of change? Where would I see this pattern before? Is it linked to old karma or a recurring lesson? Also, you can ask, what part of me believes I don't deserve this? That may be a clue deep in your subconscious. If you can bring that out and work with it, that's going to be all the better to help you get what you want faster. Also, where did this belief come from? Ask yourself that. Okay. If it's a fully trusted issue, then maybe you need to take a look at how that the trust happened and what is the foundation of that and work through this. So if you fully trusted the universe, what would you be doing differently? How could you bring it in better? And if something karmic is tangled up in your intended desire, consider writing a letter to your ancestors, your guide, the universe, or even your higher self. Ask for guidance, ask for relief or clarity. Then burn that letter or note safely, of course, and let the smoke carry your request out into the universe. You can keep a daily journal. This is different from your crystal grid journal. Keep track of all your work, all of the information, all of the impressions it gives you, all the patterns, the progress, whatever you need to tweak. You can put something like the date created the moon phase, your intention, if you use crystals and stones, or if you even carried something that day that said, hey, pick me, take me with you. Why did you choose them? How do you feel at that moment? You can go back to your grid work. What was that grid shape? What was the pattern? What was the atmosphere set up? Did you use incense, music? What did you wear? You can use your visualization notes. How did you feel during the setup? The activation method. Did you use your wand, your finger, just visualization? What kind of affirmations did you use for this cycle? Did you get any signs? Any synchronicities that you notice? What are you grateful for? What progress happened? What results happened? How did you close? What were the reflections? What are the adjustments you need to do for the next time you work with your crystal grid? What energy did you feel from the crystals when you placed them? What unexpected thoughts or emotions come up, if any? What was one playful thing that you can add to the next ritual to keep it fresh? So remember, manifesting is like unfolding an adventure. Every ritual, every grid, every intention brings you closer, not just to your desires, but to yourself. So stay very curious. Keep spinning your magic because sometimes that thing you're calling in just needs you to become even more you before it lands in your lap. And honestly, that's kind of the real spell. All right. So next, we're going to take a look at thanking the universe. So here we are, looking at our gratitude. It isn't just a polite thank you note to the universe. It's a living, breathing current of energy that says, I see beauty. I feel the gifts. I am ready for more. It's a foreshadow for abundance, for pleasure, for success, whatever you desire. When you thank the universe often, like daily, multiple times a day, what you're basically saying is that I love you for doing this with this place. Keep it coming. There's different ways to honor the universe too. You can create a gratitude altar, dedicate a small space in your home for just offerings of thanks, fresh flowers, a bowl of water, crystals symbolizing abundance, whatever you feel is sacred to you. Write those love letters to the universe, journal your wins, your synchronicities. Tell the universe, hey, I saw that magic. That was really cool. You can also give back, share your time, your energy, your resources with someone else. Acts of generosity keep energy circulating and tell the universe you're not just here to take, you're here to contribute. You can dance or move your body, of course. Movement is essential, thank you, to the existence of the universe and everything. Put on your favorite song, shake your booty around, send that gratitude into the air, let your hips sway, and say out loud, of course, thank you. Yell it up to the sky. Thank you, universe. You can be in the shower if you want to. You can say it in the car at a stoplight. You can say it under the moon, or you can whisper it. Let the vibration of your voice carry it into the ethers. Now, gratitude doesn't just close a ritual, it keeps it alive. When you make it daily or weekly uh, and keep up the practice, you'll find that your connection to magic gets deeper and your desire arrives with more ease and your life feels, well, more enchanted. Every thank you is a nod to the universe and an invitation for more abundance. Let every breath be appreciation, opening the channel wider. Because the more love you send out, the more love and the more magic will come rushing back to you. So here's to your grids, to you, your stones, your sacred breath, your deepest desires, your delicious rituals and how you create them. Stay curious, stay positive, stay grateful. And when in doubt, always whisper to yourself, I am the magic. I am the magnet. I am the spell. And I have a bonus for you, a bonus affirmation right here. Thank you, universe, for all that is, all that was, and all that is coming my way. And I want to thank you all for listening. I know this was a little long, not as long as the last ones, but that's perfectly fine. Anybody have any questions, comments, suggestions? Don't forget our final affirmation. I'm worthy of this life I desire. I honor my body, my energy, and my magic. And I thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Chyne. That was absolutely fantastic. And I want your book as soon as it comes out.
All right, that sounds good. Let's go for some questions. I see some things popped up in the chat.
Yeah, what you got? Everybody unmute.
Let's see. Song lines. Yes, song lines. The Aboriginals have very specific culture. I don't know much about it. I didn't get to research it very much, but it sounded interesting. The song lines that they do, if I remember correctly from reading, it's like the passing of a story from generation to generation. They pass songs from generation to
Oh,
generation. And I might be wrong. I'm not sure because it's been a while since I've read it, but it's kind of intriguing. Flower of Life is
what
a
is that?
type of grid. It's the lines on the grid.
all the lines on the grid?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
The
the flower,
pattern.
it's a pattern.
Or it's like a mandala flower thing.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it.
It's very, if you look up or Google flower of life,
Hmm.
um, sacred geometry pattern or flower of life pattern, then it will
Okay.
bring it up. It's really common. It is wonderful to use. It's like a multi-purpose type pattern that you can use.
Hmm.
And you can find a crochet pattern for it too.
Yes, yes, thank
You
you.
can crochet it.
Woo.
All right.
Yeah,
And